Hi, I'm Hayley from Myriad, and today I want to tell you exactly why I started Myriad in the first place. Back in 2019, I was working in corporate. I was doing sort of 60-hour weeks. I was very dedicated to my job, but the higher-ups probably were not as dedicated to their staff as we were to them. And so at one point, I got to a point where I burnt out. I did, I went above and beyond. I did so much and I wasn't being recognised for it, not appreciated. And in the end, my body told me when enough was enough. And that was February 2019. About a week after my husband got made redundant, basically. So it was sort of the straw that broke the camel's back, I think. And it took me a long time to recover, to figure out what to do. I kind of went into a bit of a zombie state where I didn't know what to do. I couldn't really think. I couldn't feel. I was very numb. I would just stare at the TV day in, day out. Obviously, the NHS were amazing with trying to help me and get me through. The company I was off at the moment, signed off sick with, were not very good and really did make it worse. Till in the end, in July of that year, I had, I got to the point where we had to have a solicitor help me and get me out of there because it just wasn't, I was no way going to be coming back anytime soon because they kept making it worse. And, some corporates are great. I'm not dissing all corporates, this particular one just, they weren't seeing people as people very well. It was all about, it was all about money at the end of the day, and they didn't really care, and that left a mark on me, which is why, because for the staff that I looked after, I did care, so it was really hard not having somebody take care of me. And my family were amazing, and then in the end, after we had the okay to say, yep, that's it, I'm out, I didn't know what quite to do. My beautiful friend Becky, we'd go for walks on the beach and just sort of chat and sort of see where we were at. And one day she said, we'd always go through, she had her own business, so I'd always give her advice where possible because my job at the time was running a business. So I used to give her loads of advice on what to do next and how to go about certain things and signpost her to the right places and people. So had the same conversation. We were going through her business and going through like, oh, well, this is probably what you should do. And she laughed and said, every time you solve all my problems within half an hour. And she joked and said, you should do this as a business. And I laughed, thinking, don't be so stupid. What can I be? I can be a life coach. And that is nothing against life coaches. But for me, anybody who knows me, like me having a life coach or being a life coach is like, no. And she said, oh, no, you should definitely, you always manage to sort of know who to speak to and what to do in business. And so I mulled on that for a little bit. And that's when Myriad was born. In fact, it started out as something else called Infinity Marketing first. But then I realised I didn't really want to do marketing exactly. There are so many amazing people out there that do marketing. I didn't want to do marketing. So I decided I was going to do the tech side of marketing. I did other things as well. I did a little bit of event management for a few associations and companies because I did a lot of that in my local town and as a volunteer. And this time I was like, no, I'm gonna do it and get paid for it. So I did. But then lockdown hit and I very much lost everything. I'd been in business 5 months, so I didn't get any real support from the government or anything. So I pivoted very quickly and became a tech VA. So a tech virtual assistant, for those of you who don't know what a VA is. And I'd never heard of the term before, but I'd come across it. So I then helped everybody with their tech during COVID, how to work Zoom, how to move their business onto online platforms, how to set up websites, how to do this, how to do that, all sorts of things. So that's what I did. And I networked like freaking crazy. Those of you who know me know that I networked during the lockdown like 6 times a day online, to build my business, to build the brand awareness. I really went all in. And for 6 weeks, I did that. Oh my goodness. I don't ever want to go back to that again. I was absolutely exhausted, but it worked. It did what it needed to do. I was able to support our family throughout COVID. I was able to pay bills. And so I did that I think I did that up until about 2022. And then in 2022, I realised, actually, I'm not really a tech VA anymore. I am more of I do a lot of consulting. And that was what I really wanted to do anyway, was the consulting and the implementation side of things. So I then managed to merge my business into what it is now, which is Myriad. And I am unlocking your time through tech. And that is streamlining processes, creating automations within your business, automating your sales and marketing processes. You know, sometimes it's just consulting on which platform to go for, and you have your IT company set it up, or a tech friend who knows it, but you didn't know which one to go for in the first place, because you hear all of this noise online about which one's the best one, but you never actually know if it's going to be right for you. So sometimes I just consult and suggest the right system and processes, and then somebody else takes it on from there. Sometimes I do the full implementation, and even provide support, ongoing support afterwards. So that, in a nutshell, well, a 6.5 minute nutshell, is my story of how Myriad came to be. And as you can see, I'm very happy to be where I am now. I'm privileged to have met so many amazing people. And I can't believe I think I've gone through an entire video without saying which is what I used to say a lot. If I did say it once, when I watch this back, I will kick myself. So I will speak to you all again soon. And look out for more videos.